still less than $1 million a coin. You're getting a 90% discount from $1 million a coin. I'm sure that I will be buying Bitcoin at $1 million a coin, probably $1 billion a day of Bitcoin at $1 million a coin. And so I think it's a very simple idea. Just keep buying Bitcoin with your spare capital. There's never a bad time to buy it. It's going to appreciate against the dollar forever. Yeah, I'll be buying at the top. I'll be buying at the top. I'll be buying at the top. I'll be buying at the top forever. Buying at the top. I'll be buying at the top. I'll be buying at the top. I'll be buying at the top forever. 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 Yeah, I'll be buying at the top forever. Every day for the past 4 years, I've said buy Bitcoin, don't sell the Bitcoin. And so I think it's a very simple idea. I'm going to be buying more Bitcoin. I'm going to be buying Bitcoin at the top forever. Yeah, I'll be buying at the top. I'll be buying at the top. I'll be buying at the top. I'll be buying at the top forever. Buying at the top. I'll be buying at the top. I'll be buying at the top. I'll be buying at the top forever. It's still less than $1 million a coin. You're getting a 90% discount from $1 million a coin. I'm sure that I will be buying Bitcoin at $1 million a coin, probably $1 billion a day of Bitcoin at $1 million a coin. And so I think it's a very simple idea. Just keep buying Bitcoin with your spare capital. There's never a bad time to buy it. It's going to appreciate against the dollar forever. Yeah, I'll be buying at the top. I'll be buying at the top. I'll be buying at the top. I'll be buying at the top forever. Buying at the top. I'll be buying at the top. I'll be buying at the top. I'll be buying at the top forever. 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 Yeah, I'll be buying at the top forever. Yeah, I'll be buying at the top forever. Every day for the past 4 years, I've said buy Bitcoin, don't sell the Bitcoin. And so I think it's a very simple idea. I'm going to be buying more Bitcoin. I'm going to be buying Bitcoin at the top forever. Yeah, I'll be buying at the top. I'll be buying at the top. I'll be buying at the top. I'll be buying at the top forever. Buying at the top. I'll be buying at the top. I'll be buying at the top. I'll be buying at the top forever. it's still less than $1 million a coin. You're getting a 90% discount from $1 million a coin. I'm sure that I will be buying Bitcoin at $1 million a coin, probably $1 billion a day of Bitcoin at $1 million a coin. And so I think it's a very simple idea. Just keep buying Bitcoin with your spare capital. There's never a bad time to buy it. It's going to appreciate against the dollar forever. Yeah, I'll be buying at the top. I'll be buying at the top. I'll be buying at the top. I'll be buying at the top forever. Buying at the top. I'll be buying at the top. I'll be buying at the top. I'll be buying at the top forever. 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 Yeah, I'll be buying at the top forever. Yeah, I'll be buying at the top forever. Every day for the past 4 years, I've said buy Bitcoin, don't sell the Bitcoin. And so I think it's a very simple idea. I'm going to be buying more Bitcoin. I'm going to be buying Bitcoin at the top forever. Yeah, I'll be buying at the top. I'll be buying at the top. I'll be buying at the top. I'll be buying at the top forever. Buying at the top. I'll be buying at the top. I'll be buying at the top.
Yo, GM guys.
Buying at the top forever.
Oh no, I can't play with you. My rating is shit. Like, I'm a 400. And in some days, it goes even lower than that. Like, you know, one of those days where you know that your mental state is not good because your chest is so shit. I mean, maybe I can play with you on Rapid because I'm a little bit better. But Blitz, I'm just completely terrible. But yeah, give me your username. We can play Rapid. I'm with that. Okay, so we're going up a little bit on this position. It appears on this pawns thing that we found yesterday. Crazy what's happening though. Trainer GI gave me his username, so let me add him quick. So your username is FBS786. Okay, I sent you a friend request. All right, so meanwhile, we can talk about the market. Let's look at the Bitcoin market structure, what's been going on in the last 24 hours since we have been here. Where is that BTC? Bro, 3 minute, I'm not, okay, let's play. 3 minute, you're going to win because I'm so shit with Rapid. But okay, let's go. Send it again. I accepted here, but it's not showing up. It says challenge failed because you're currently playing. Fuck, what was that? Fuck, it's over. Yeah, I'm cooked, boys. Yeah, that was a bad move as well. I was supposed to get rid of that other pawn. Fuck. I need to resign before it's over. Okay, bro. So you're not that good yourself. I'm just too shit. But good game. If we play again, I think I would win. Yeah, I definitely gave him the game. I think I shouldn't have taken the queen at the beginning. But good game, good game. We'll play again another time. And it has to be 10 minutes, and then I can win. I'm too shit with Brits. All right, boys. Let's switch to the markets now. Good game. I think we shall play every day now. All right. Welcome back to the markets. If you're not subscribed to the channel, make sure you do the right thing and you do it now. This is going to be a long stream. I'll be here for a while. So I'll stream a bit, then get back to work, get a few things done, back to streaming, stuff like that. That's what's going to be today. So a lot of things have happened in the last 24 hours. I think there's like the jobs data in the US came out, and a lot of people think it's a big deal. I don't think so. Let's just say CPI. So breaking July CPI inflation falls to 3.4%, in line with expectations of 3.4%. Core CPI inflation falls 2.5%, also in line with expectation of 2.5%. Month-over-month CPI inflation rose 0.1% from minus 0.4% in June. U.S. stock market futures are rising. U.S. stock market futures are rising on the news. So Benjamin here says, wow, this is one of the worst CPI days I've ever seen. The probability of the Fed, this is now Crypto Rover, the probability of a Fed rate hike has dropped to 40% after CPI data came in as expected. Last month, the Fed paused rates and market went sideways. This time, if Fed rate hikes, market hike rates, market will crash. If the Fed pause rates, markets will slightly pump. If Fed cut rates, market will pump hard. All right. So let's look at the markets themselves on this day. How did the market react to this piece of news, amigos? This is what the market looks like. So there is no excitement. There's no big overreaction, big dump. It's just like, okay, nothing new and exciting. So the markets are just moving sideways, basically. This is an average normal day, even though Oracle right here has pumped harder, 5% in the last 24 hours. And Amazon is now somewhat down a little bit, and Apple as well, but Nvidia and Micron are up. So if you remember last week, it was Meta, Microsoft, and Oracle went up so hard. And I told you that was potentially a good short opportunity. And it turns out it was actually a good short opportunity because many of these companies never went up so much after that. They had to do a little bit of a correction. And then if we return to our crypto markets, if we also look at the heat maps in crypto, shall see that it's somewhat sideways. We wouldn't call this a dump because, we're only like 0.27% down on Bitcoin Ethereum is below 1900, but in the last 24 hours, it's up 1.16%. And then all you're looking at here are stablecoins. And it might surprise you now that XRP is now at a $1. It's basically stuck at $1, almost like a stablecoin. And one got to ask themselves, like, do you guys believe for a second that this is not artificial? Like, tell me about it. XRP stuck at $1 flat for a couple of days now. Do you think this is artificial? I think so. There is definitely an effort to keep XRP above $1 because they don't want to deal with the psychological damage, the bad PR, and the unraveling that's going to come if it completely dismantles under $1. If XRP is not going to sustain itself at this price and go up, then we should expect 80 cents is definitely coming. And the sweetest spot for XRP is 38 cents. It's been like that for more than 5 years in my experience. So let's watch. XRP is going to be one of the most interesting trades, and I want to make money on it. So I'm not going to just watch it. Ethereum's dominance is now at 10.4%. Many people do not understand or do not actually pay attention to this fact, but Ethereum still has a larger dominance than USDT. As big as USDT is as a stablecoin, it still does not have a larger market share than Ethereum itself. But obviously, if you combine all the stablecoins together, you'll get a different number. But as USDT alone, it doesn't. It's still way below Ethereum. And then let's look at the Bitcoin's chart and the market structure at the moment. And then we can look for some opportunities. I think on this stream, we can do a couple of day trades because I saw a couple of opportunities that I want to exploit. So beyond just building a position, I will be taking some trades live on this live stream. So as for BTC on the daily, I think the most important area to pay attention to is the sideways movement that we have had for quite a long time. So after this big dump in June, this is what has happened for the most part. You have extreme moments, the drawdowns here around $59,000, $57,000. That was back in July. But for the most part, the range has been somewhere between $62,000 to the highs of $65,000. This is consolidation in waiting. The market is waiting for confirmation. Usually when a trend moves on for too long sideways, it crashes. So we want to hope for Bitcoin to bounce back much faster and stay away of this because this is not healthy. We're better off having something like this where we climb up and then we climax and then we decline again than, staying here for too long, because the moment we do this again, it's going to be a bad day. Then, you might as well expect Bitcoin to hit $40,000 around here, which we don't want, but we don't mind. Okay. If you observe Bitcoin on the 4-hour, of course, it's within the range, but this is how it has been trading. Basically, it's just been swing on swing after swing after swing to the point that it's a little too ugly. Okay. So if you know what you're doing, these are all moments you could trade either within this range, or you can be trading these swing highs and swing lows that are extremely extreme. And then there are areas of market discovery even on the 4 hours, but they're very minimal. If you notice, Bitcoin has been swinging aggressively on the 4 hours. And then if you go back to ETH, a lot of people still analyze this Ethereum USD chart. Right now, I don't think it's that important. So instead, I'll rather pay attention to the ETH BTC chart. Okay, so the ETH BTC chart shows you something quite interesting. That Ethereum has been pumping for some time today or for the last 2 days against Bitcoin, but it has reached a limit here. Somewhere it's being rejected somewhere around here. And I think this is going to happen again. So from my take, I would tell you that Ethereum is going to get smashed to the bottom against BTC. It's more likely to come down all the way down here again, and then it will restart the move. But whenever you see Ethereum starting to take against Bitcoin a little bit more, when the price action is weak and the volumes are weak and there's not enough flow, it's usually a bad sign for the overall market. Because if Bitcoin is giving enough strength, usually Ethereum declines for a bit and let Bitcoin cook for a while. And then when Bitcoin is falling apart, like this period here, then Ethereum is gaining. So we have to wait again for this to happen, this Bitcoin swing. I mean, we need to wait again for this to happen, for the Ethereum to start falling, and then Bitcoin to rise up until some climax, and then Ethereum can get its time to cook. Then after that, we can look at altcoins and memes. If you get to the 2026 big swings, there's a lot of drama happening here. I might as well just zoom it in for you guys. You got Gram is pretty much a stable coin at the moment, which is good. It's holding up very nicely. No overselling. But Gala, if you remember, yesterday it was down 15% in a day. And today it's even more down. It's quite shocking. Today it's another 12% dumping. But the volume is pretty much aggressive. So for anybody who is playing the big swings, I think this is now getting even too juicy than it was when I called it. Because the bounce back is going to have to be stronger. It's going to have to be much, much stronger than what we're looking at right now. I have no idea what's happening in Gala, but what the hell is going on here? Let's look at X, maybe. There's something. We want latest, sir. What a map it. And again, those rats at Go Gala only hide negative comments. What's 99% of comments? As they will hide this soft. You have 57 comments on this post. You only have shown 9. Blah, blah, blah. What happened to the P&D groups and Telegram? Gala might need one just to remind everyone that a proper pump looks like before this token gets forgotten altogether. Absolute crypto bean material. Oh, man. Gala target price for next week. Get ready to hit it big. Okay, you see this live road trade. Oh, yeah. It looks like Gala might get delisted, as big as they are. But seems like it doesn't have any motion. I don't see anybody notable here talking about it. Gala has fallen massively. Well, one of the biggest gaming tokens during 2021 high. Its previous all-time high was around 84 cents. Today, it's worth a tiny fraction of that. Don't look at the old price and think it used to be 84, so it must be cheap. Not how it works. Yeah, you're right. But also, there's still a trade here. There is definitely a trade for a swing back. Look, you're not going to have a coin like Gala that's as large as it is to just fall on the wayside like that. They will do whatever they can to support it, but it's still not going to work. It will fall. It will die a natural death. But for now, I think we can trade it massively. So the volume is 10 million right now. Oops. Okay, it's getting thinner, but it's still way, way much bigger for what crypto is right now. Market cap, $83 million. Jesus. and volume of 10 mil. Okay, that's still tradable. That's still tradable. So I still will keep it in the big swings. I think there's a trade there. There's an opportunity to print money on Gala, if you ask me. And then we had a couple of looks yesterday on several coins, including Pons, which was my favorite yesterday, and it's up 24% now, which is good. We also looked at GTA 6, I believe, and it's up 73% in the last 24 hours. This is a meme coin, by the way, both of these meme coins. So even though I did not buy a significant amount of these coins, but it's good to see that we're observing them and there's money to be made. Still, I'm not convinced, and Ansem is also going up a little bit now today. It's up 15%. It's still good to observe at the moment. I think we don't have to be too eager to spend money on a lot of these coins because Bitcoin is looking a little shaky. So if it does not survive the catastrophe right now, we might get nuked big time. Your thoughts on Cash Cat giving me bonk-like vibes? Yeah, it has potential to be great, to be fair. I just don't know if another animal coin is going to be the next big thing. I highly doubt it. So Cash Cat is a good coin, but currently it's against my thesis. I think there will be something completely new, some kind of an AI merged thing. That's going to be the first of its kind. I think that is potentially the next big coin. Something similar to what happened with GOAT. If you remember last year, GOATCS Maximus, I think that was completely out of the blue. Not many people expected it, and it cooked. Sell BTC hopefully to $61,500. Yeah, I wouldn't be against it as much, even though my current goal is to build a position. So maybe we should talk about that a little bit. ETH bottom will be less than 1,300, bounce back 2,500 to 3,000 in October, so that everyone will believe their market have ended, so that they can dump it back to 1,300. Yeah, probably. For short term, out GTA can do good. Yeah, I hope it does, man. It's a good narrative. Hopefully there is not going to be another launch. So for those of you that are just joining, my biggest goal right now, as far as trading, is to build a position on Bitcoin that is going to print me all the money. I'm looking at this as a given bet that says if BTC is going to hit a new all-time high, what plan do you have to get rich at that point in time? So you might not have Michael Saylor's money to buy billions of dollars worth of BTC, but you could trade the run to the next all-time high of Bitcoin. $130,000 is the target number for me. Now the question becomes, what are you going to do? What are you going to do today to make sure when that day comes, it might be in months from now, it could be in a year, it could be in 2 years, who knows? But when the time comes, what plan do you have in place to make sure that you will be profiting from it? That is the biggest question, my friends. And what I've decided to do is to take some money and put it on the side and build the biggest Bitcoin position that I've ever built. Sit and do it without too much risk so that I don't get liquidated. But when the day comes of Bitcoin's new all-time high, it's going to be the biggest payday of my life. Millions of dollars in profits. So that is my plan. So I've taken that and created a mini version of that here live on a new account. I funded that account with $30,000. Today the balance is 29,133 because that position that I've started building on this account today is at a loss a little bit. That is the reality of what's going on. Right now, we're just waiting for our next buy order at 62,000. Now, I don't know what you guys are preparing for. What are you going to do to guarantee success by the time Bitcoin hits a new all-time high? That is the question. Trainer GI says, hot tech, I'm not sure ETH really deserves its number 2 crypto spot, a token in which they can just print coins and inflate it away. Not a fan. Well, Ethereum actually has some of the best tokenomics right now. I know it doesn't have a hard cap, but they do take coins out of the circulation. So in the long run, you're still going to have less Ethereum. Sol does maintain a good volume through Phantom and Pump Fan. If anyone gonna beat ETH, I believe it's Sol. That's a very good point. But I don't think that's good enough. So as much as Solana is very important for all the games that we play in crypto within the crypto ecosystem, it's important to know that people that are putting billions on chain, like let's have a look at what would be the best example. I think Aave is good. Let's take a look at Aave, and these guys have a lot of money in their platform. There's so much. Okay, they have Aave V4 right now. So Aave has a lot of money into this platform, billions of dollars on chain, or we can actually just look at DeFi Llama. There's $107 billion locked in DeFi. And majority of it is obviously in stablecoins and Ethereum. But the most important thing to note is many of these people, especially institutions, are not going to put their money on billions of dollars on Solana. They will trust Ethereum because, of high integrity. So I don't think Ethereum is going to get pushed away. If anything, actually, Ethereum could just grow overnight. There could be some AI thing that happens, boom, 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 big narrative, or institutions are coming in and then Ethereum is at $10,000. That could happen. Because if you think of ETH, let's think of Ethereum as if it was a stock listed company on the stock market. So current market cap is $227 billion. There are companies out there much worse than Ethereum, and they are worth a lot more. You got banks, you got some tech companies out there that you could question whether they're worth. You got Salesforce. What's the Salesforce? So you have a company like Salesforce out there, right? $157.3 billion. So if you ask me, I would tell you that Ethereum is completely underrated for what it is. Ethereum could easily it's supposed to be $1 trillion plus for the value that or a value plus potential that it has in the market. And I'm not surprised here why Salesforce, by the way, is now at 192, when at its peak it was at 354 in 2022. At this point, I don't care what happens. I just want something dramatic to happen again, like COVID, so that our pockets can pump again. We can get rich again. Okay, now let's get back to the trenches a bit. By the way, if you want to join me on this goal of building a Bitcoin position, you can also do it yourself. You can basically just copy the strategy and apply it in your own life. I'm using Bybit to do it, which is a crypto exchange that I like to use. And all the platforms that I use for trading are available on my website, GreyBTC.io. Link in bio, link in the description. I have a Telegram group, which you should join. The button is right here on the website. And I have a WhatsApp group. This WhatsApp group is not for trading, by the way. This WhatsApp group is for trading. This is for trading. And then I've got my coin, GreyBTC, which you can also buy from here. And if you want to partner or book a call, you can do it there as well. And then all the links are here. So if you're in the United States, you cannot use Bybit because it's not allowed there right now. It's blocked. It's not regulated in the United States. But if you want to trade futures perpetual swaps, you can use Kalshi Pro. Kalshi is, I know it's known for prediction markets, but it has they now just launched recently Perps as well. So you can trade on there. You sign up, you create an account, and you fund your account and make your first trade for anything like $50 and above. They're giving you a $25 bonus on top of it. If you're going to use Kalshi predictions to make any predictions, you're getting $500 bonus. And if you're not in the United States, then you can use Bybit. It works. It's amazing. And for Memecoins, I'm using FOMO here, which you can also find over here. For AI, if you want to vibe code and build products and AI agents, this is pretty much my stack. I'm using these things mostly. All right, let's get back to FOMO and make sense of what is going on in the trenches a bit. So there's a new coin. It's called your bag. And you got GTA. Okay, this GTA is all fake. If people are already copying GTA at this stage, and then maybe it means that there is a greater potential for it to survive. Actually, the one that we bought. I'm broke and back in the trenches, my bro. It's cooking season. I think everybody is, bro. Everybody is. Easy money is gone at the moment. So we have to get back to work, to the grind, accumulate as much capital as possible, and then eventually the bags will come. Just part of the game, bro. Yeah, I'm looking at the trenches right now. There's nothing that interesting, to be fair. I want to secure my capital, to be honest. I don't believe any coin to full port. Should I book half of my profit as my GTA is on a 2x for me. Yeah, I mean, you made a good call yesterday on GTA. So I think if you made a 2x, don't be stingy. Take your capital out. And the rest, it's not up to you anymore. It's up to the markets and God. But don't be too greedy, then you end up losing everything. Because once the 2x move back to break even, you're still gonna be like, oh, but I had more. So let me wait maybe. And then it goes down to half of the money you invested and then to nothing. You're asking me, and I'm a profit maxi these days. I don't care about any project. I just want to make money. So on Pawns, so far they have had 282,000 coins launched, meme coins. This is a new launch pad on Robinhood. So the question is always, guys, if this is the game that we're playing, what is your edge to make sure you capture some of these good coins? Because what you have to be extremely lucky to get the runner out of one out of 282,000 coins that have been created so far. This thing is not even 3 months old. Go to V2. SPX boys were going crazy with their shilling, but those days are gone with perp dexes and all. Yeah, to be fair, I think they had a run. SPX really had a good moment. They dominated the meme coin trenches, making so much noise. I think they did everything possible. Like they did everything right. I think SPX as a community did everything freaking right. Believed in something, hold, don't sell, and they still have their own rules. You know, never post a chart, no chart, there's no chart. But it was just bad timing, man. I think the market is looking for something completely different. Maybe that is what makes the whole thing a little bit difficult for them. So let's see how the game plays. You know, it's not over. But just like we know, you know, Pump Fund came in, it came with the whole meme coins, launchpad, blah 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 blah, and it changed the game. I think there will be something completely new. The people that I feel sorry for the most, and I think who was this guy? I think somebody was it. I forgot who it was, but there's someone who was saying the art season that people are always dreaming about. It was people trading against plumbers. So they're like, hey, Unc, we know you miss art season simply because it was too easy and everybody made money. But the game has changed. Art season is not coming back. Who was saying this? I think, was it Rasmar or something? I watched it on X. I really want to know if Murad have sold SPX. Let me check Outcome Intelligence. Bro, remember we checked this the other day and the analytics for Murad are not available anymore for SPX. The SPX wallet was removed the last time. Okay, it's back now. So it seems like everything is okay. $10 million still locked in. SPX being the number one holding. But let's assume that he sold. If he had sold the position, would you have blamed him? Because, I mean, this guy, what more do people want from the guy who was basically sacrificed everything to this game? His reputation on the line. Can you please check Plumber? I know where this whole Plumber narratives come from, but I don't know if the coin is good enough. Zoomer removal services. So this is Plumber for you. 1.4 mil, 100K of liquidity, down 38% in the last 6 hours. And yeah, this is what it looks like. I think the party is over, if you ask me. Yeah, I remember the guy who said it. Who is the guy who used to have the ugliest hair in crypto? Yeah, look, if you're going to blame a guy for selling his bags after he had tried so many times and the strategy failed him, I think you're unfair. But so let's say he sold. Yeah, you're going to get angry, but that does not recover your portfolio anyway. So I hope you're not putting all your faith and money in man, in a human being. The Bible has a verse about it, like don't put your faith in man or something like that. Jesus said it. Jarvis, what's that verse in the Bible that that Jesus talks about? Don't put your faith in man, something like that.
Let me check. Yeah, so you're probably thinking of John 2:24-25, which says that Jesus would not entrust himself to people because he knew all people and he knew what was in each person. If you meant more generally, Psalm 118, verse 8 says it's better to take refuge in the Lord than to trust in humans. Do either of those sound like the one you had in mind?
Yeah, I think, but the one I had in mind sounds a lot more like don't put your faith in man. It might have been said by someone else other than Jesus.
Okay, let me take another look. That sounds a lot like Psalm 146, verse 3. Put not your trust in princes, nor in the Son of Man, in whom there is no help. And then there's also Paul in 1 Corinthians 2, verse 5, saying that your faith should not stand in the wisdom of men, but in the power of God. So, yeah, that don't put your faith in man, that sounds like a paraphrase of those. Does that hit closer?
Yeah, sounds good. Sounds good. So what was the second verse?
1 Corinthians 2, 5. So that your faith might...
1 Corinthians 2:5, ladies and gentlemen. Do not put your faith in man. So I like everybody in crypto, and Murad especially is one of the great people, one of the most trustworthy people remaining. Other than me, it's Murad and maybe a couple other people. But don't put any faith in man, because they can change their minds. They can wake up tomorrow and be like, you know what? Screw this. I am changing the game. I want to sell the coins because I have a wedding coming up, or I need to buy a house. Anything can happen. But I don't think these people, that would make Murad a bad person. How is the challenge going? $30,000 to $200,000 any progress? How long do you think this challenge is going to take you? Okay, good question. So let me explain this. I did explain it earlier, but my goal, the goal for this challenge basically, is not just to trade randomly to hit the target, which I can do. And I've done it last year. We are just trading, I think I traded $25K to $200,000 on Ethereum. You can check that out on the other videos. But my goal here is to build a Bitcoin position. So the thesis is this. I know that Bitcoin is going to hit a new all-time high at some point. That's going to be here, $130,000. That's my target number. And the question is, what am I doing today to make sure that when that day comes, I am cashing out millions of dollars? It's almost like if you had to know, or at least everybody knows that Jesus is coming back. But what are you doing now to make sure that when he does, at that moment, you're going to be on the good side? So I've decided to become super rich. When Bitcoin hits $130,000, I want to be super rich. What are the ways to do that? How can I get there? I decided to build a Bitcoin position, which means open a leverage position on Bitcoin at different price points and make sure I don't get liquidated, and then just wait it out. So the question you ask of how long it's going to take, I don't know. But how is it going? I'm pretty much break even right now. I was up last week. This week, I'm down by $436 because I've only entered $50,000 worth of positions right now. You can see the value of my positions, $50,000. I have a lot more money that I haven't used just yet. So this position is supposed to be a little significant, to be fair. So I'm supposed to have $150,000 here. I still have the other money waiting, and I have an order at $62,000, and then maybe a little bit more orders the lower it gets or the higher it gets. That is how it's going. So if I just keep this position for a long time, Bitcoin hits a new all-time high and it goes blast off the roof and it keeps on going, it means I would have a perpetual income machine where I just withdraw whenever I want to. That kind of thing. Like everyone who blindly followed Alex Becker or Murad. I mean, Murad is cool, but people that followed Alex Becker definitely got completely destroyed, man. It's really sad. And if you watch the videos that he makes, it's like the shock value of like, oh, it's happening in within 30 days, blah, 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 blah. But people still watch it. Yeah, so I'm looking around for the Alex Baker videos. Looks like many of them have been deleted. Yeah, let's check out one of those videos. But this was 11 months ago. But the message is pretty much the same. It's like hyperbolic, completely wrecked type of message of doomsday, or at least the biggest good day is coming. Take your money, throw it all into altcoins and so on. I think his strategy is a little bit more, is different from Murad's. Murad is actually a soldier. He's in the war with you. You know, he's buying and then he holds it and he shows you and he sits on it. Even when he's wrong, he doesn't change his position, right? He has named a bunch of coins that he was like, oh, this one is the one, and this one he would make the top tens. All of those coins are gone now, and he's still here.
Gentlemen, we're going to have to skip the jokes today. I know you come for the laughs, the high yucks, the jawline that cuts steel. We just don't have fucking time. This just happened. Retail and the masses are flooding back into crypto, specifically altcoins. In this video, I'm going to be talking about a sector of altcoins that is going to pump the hardest because of where institutional and Wall Street money is going to roll into. And it's also essential for crypto to keep growing. Without this, crypto completely breaks. You combine this narrative with the amount of money flowing in, with the amount of people flowing in altcoins. This is going to deliver stupid 10, 20, 30x gains if it plays out from here. And the reason I'm skipping all the high X in this video, I wore the funny shirt for you, get the laughs in. It's because we don't have time. Last video, I told you I had minutes to days to act. Since that video, we are seeing coins that we talked about up 300%, up 600%, up 50, 30% left and right. All the entries on these really good alts are closing up. And if I make some creative, well-written, funny video for you, I'm not sure I'm going to get it to you in time because everybody's flooding back in right now and they're looking for these entries, and these entries are just going to close up probably within the week, regardless of.
Yeah, so that is the vibe, man. That is the vibe, and it didn't work. And I know exactly what he was doing because these are people that were very active in the art season, the first art season that made everyone rich. And back then, it used to be that easy where you just make a call on some random altcoins and then things start pumping like crazy. Everybody thinks you're a genius, you make them money, and it's celebrating. Right now, the game has changed. I don't think those strategies work anymore. So he has to make a video like this and then delete it and make another one until he gets it right. And then we're going to be, oh, I told you so. It's just cause I hold SPX still, and to be honest, it's holding up quite good. A 300 million dip in a bear market is still impressive. That I agree with you. Yes, the $300 million holding is telling. It's definitely telling. Did Murad sell his SPX? Apparently not, because we found his account again today. I know the other day we checked, it disappeared, but today it's there available on Arkham again. $10 million in it. I would love to see you do another podcast with Penuel, the Black Pen. You have so much wisdom to share. I mean, next time I'm in Johannesburg, I would definitely do it. Or let's say the next time I see Penuel. The crazy thing is, every time I see Penuel, we end up just in other conversations about other things. And it just gets dragged on and on that there is literally no time to even make podcast, you know? But it's always a good time. Alex just stopped making videos and even stopped posting. And it's just that he has been highly cocky and just quit facing public is sad and hilarious at the same time. Yeah, I know what you mean, bro. I know what you mean. Sometimes things just don't work, you know? I think what he was trying to do was to get people excited. And if the strategy worked, he was going to get all the credit. Like, look at me. I called the art season. But that didn't work. So he has to face the music. Or he has to come up with a new grift or something like that. I'm supposed to make a new TikTok because I gave myself a challenge to post on TikTok every day. Do you guys have any ideas of what I should post about today? Like what's the topic I should talk about on TikTok? I think I have an idea. I can talk about the building a Bitcoin position thing. Like why I'm doing it and how I'm going to go about it. Yeah, Murad, it hasn't sold. I know the rumor was going out because when you go to Arkham Finance, you could not find his portfolio anymore. So I also thought that he sold. I was like, he probably is trying to sell or he sold and he made a deal with Arkham and convinced them to remove it. When was the last time you spoke with Nate Got Keys? Who is that? I don't know anybody by the name of Nate Got Keys. Nate Got Keys. Nate Got Keys. Is it a Twitter person or? Okay, I'm gonna charge my phone a little bit and then I make a TikTok. I think there's a very short-term trade on Ethereum right now, 1 minute. So I will very likely open it now. It looks like ETH is doing bounce-offs up and down. It's being tested here on its leg, 1882. It's either going to break down or this is going to be the bounce back. So I'll take the hard road and I will not wait for the next signal. I'm just going to go long it immediately and see how it plays out. So it's 1881 up until 1893. And invalidation is like 1880. Let's see. I'll give it up until like 1878. Okay, this is my ETH entry right now. This is a very short-term trade, so it's not building a position or anything. But it's valued $39,000 position. I'm a little bit late, man. It's already... The bull signal is coming after I press the button. That's why I don't like shorter time frames. I saw it coming, bro. I literally saw it coming. Okay, I'll let it cook. So I will give it until 1880 then instead. Just in case I get kicked out. Yeah. Let's see how it plays out. Why was Roger Ver arrested? Because the American government wanted $30 million from him. They said by the time he renounced his US citizenship, he was already rich. He had Bitcoin. So they're like, okay, with all the Bitcoins that you had, which you accumulated while you were an American citizen, you have hundreds of millions in Bitcoin, you're too powerful. We want some of that money because we're Uncle Sammy. So we're going to arrest you and make your life miserable until you pay us up. And he ended up paying them. I think they made a deal and he was let go. But how horrible for Uncle Sam to do this to a good man like Roger Ver. They took his money and now I think he's free. He's back to... Roger lives in... He lives in Japan. I respect people that like to just move to Japan. You know, it's like when you get tired with all the nonsense in the world, you want to just move to a place where people act like people who are very normal, very respectful, very peaceful, very calm, good food. You just, you know what? Screw everybody. I'm just going to move to Japan, sir. Japan, Japan, Japan. And then you move. So right now, even trading at low frequency is not that interesting in crypto because the price action is just not that interesting. It's just boring. So we should expect a breakdown of the market today on the down or on the upside. We'll see. You're almost getting stopped right there. Let's see if it's going to hold up. My dream is settling in New Zealand, and I'm just addicted to the nature and beauty there. I hope people are nice, though. Yeah, so I do know some people who live in New Zealand. They moved there because of the exact same reason you mentioned, and they love it. They say it's one of the best countries they've been in. So I believe New Zealand is a good country. You should definitely give it a shot. I would live in New Zealand. I've never been there, but I think I would go.
Something is happening across borders, across cultures, across generations. We are creating the world's most trusted inheritance providers. Families are being protected. Legacy is being secured. There is a seat at this table. where legacy becomes infrastructure.
New Zealand. Okay, that's interesting that people think about, oh, we got wrecked. We got wrecked, stopped on that position. Ethereum broke down on the downside instead. Yeah, I think this week we might close really badly across the market. It doesn't look that well. For TikTok, do every step of building the BTC position until it hits all-time high. Maybe you can also link your YouTube stream to TikTok and live trade on there sometimes while you stream on here as well. Ned got keys was your live last year here, but was on the comments. He responded to him. He's famous on YouTube as those guys who make gold digger pranks. So a guy who makes gold digger pranks was on my channel. His name is Nate Got Keys. Nate Got Keys. I don't know this guy. I've never even watched him. I don't think he was on my channel, bro. Was he? I had a lot of people last year, but I don't remember hosting this guy. Yeah, exactly. Scalping is a big nightmare. It's like it's fun to do in the short term because it's very entertaining. But I make the least money on scalping than if I'm just aggressively trading by myself manually. Okay, so we can try to make a TikTok video live right now, right? I will try to do it in this spot because tomorrow waits for no man. I might as well just cook right now while we're trading and things are happening. For some reason, this position is not stopped just yet. Or did even the stop loss kicked in? Oh, it didn't kick in, man. Oh yeah, it is there. Yep, the stop loss is there, but it hasn't kicked in just yet. We'll see. Okay, so how do we approach this video? What should be the first thing to say? I think the first thing to say should be something like, what is the plan? So, what's the plan for getting rich with Bitcoin in the next? What's the plan? Oh, here is my plan for. Here is my plan for getting rich with Bitcoin in the next few years in the future. Here's my plan for. Here is the plan for Bitcoin. What would be the best killer line, bros? Like what should be the first thing? Because with shorts, it matters what you say. The first line matters the most. So you have to really be on the money on that one. Because that's the hook. So what should be the hook? What is the best way to make money in the next 24? Or what is the best strategy to make money? Screw it. Why am I struggling when I pay $200 a month for freaking ChatGPT? Jarvis, you know my my building position strategy for Bitcoin, right?
Yeah, I remember you
Yeah.
liking a
So
kind of steady-
so the goal is to make sure. I know for a fact that Bitcoin will hit a new all-time high at some point of $130,000. And my plan to guarantee that I make life-changing money at that moment is to build a position. So I want to make a TikTok video about this, but I need you to give me the hook for this video. Go.
Right. I don't gamble. I load. Here's exactly how I'm building my Bitcoin position before the next breakout. Boom. Then straight to your 3 rules: fixed ads, risk caps, and time horizon.
Oh, no. What about? Give me another one. Okay. Can you just mention 5 different hooks? Give me those.
Retail chases pumps. I'm stacking now. Here's how. If you're waiting for headlines, you're late. This is my pre-pump plan. You don't need perfect timing, just a system. Here's mine. Most will FOMO at the top. Here's how I won't. I'm dollar cost averaging, but with rules.
No, bro. I think you suck. Like, I'm better than you at this. So I think the best line would be something like, here's how I'm going to guarantee life-changing money when Bitcoin hits a new all-time high. Something along those lines. Here's my plan. Here is my plan to guarantee that I make life-changing money when Bitcoin hits a new all-time high.
That is very you. Direct, confident, no fluff. But maybe to stay safe and tighten it up, you could swap guarantee for something punchy but safer, like, here's my game plan to position for life-changing upside if Bitcoin rips.
Oh, I like that.
Same vibe.
Yeah, same vibe, but a little bit more safer. I get it.
Yeah.
Can you say it again, but more aggressive this time around?
This is my war plan to load heavy before the next leg. No hopium, rules, risk, execution. Then hit your 3 rules fast.
Can you be more seductive this time around? Imagine you're a stripper.
Let's keep it confident, just not explicit. Here's how I'm seducing the odds. Slow, steady accumulation. No chasing, no noise. Just discipline. If the move comes, I'm ready.
Now imagine if you're a scammer on Wall Street. How would you say it? Like, one of those old school Wall Street, Wolf of Wall Street type of stuff.
I can't help write it in a scammy way.
No, this is a joke. This is satire, literally.
1 second. Right, tongue-in-cheek, big villain energy. Try this. When Bitcoin hits new all-time highs, most people will say, I wish I bought more. I refuse to be one of them. Here's my plan. It's dramatic, but still safe.
No, I don't want you to make it safe. I want you to imagine you're Jordan Belfort in the movie in the Wolf of Wall Street movie.
Got it. Big energy performance. Try this. Listen, when Bitcoin smashes all-time highs, the crowd's going to show up late, emotional, broke. I'm not waiting for permission. I'm building now. So when the move hits, I'm already at the table.
Okay, cool. Nice help, Jarvis. I think I'll go with my online. Oh, let me tell you something. So I think the line I'll go with, guys, is going to be: here's my plan to guarantee life-changing money when Bitcoin. So here's my plan to create generational wealth with Bitcoin this time around, because as you may know, the days of buy $100 of Bitcoin and change your life are completely gone. So as I speak right now, Bitcoin is basically 50% down from its all-time high. Now, we know what the all-time high was. We also know that there will be another new all-time high in the future. Whether that's in months, years, when, I don't know, or I don't care. But it will happen. So what I've decided to do is I asked myself a question and said, by the time Bitcoin hits $100,000, what do I want to happen? Because I know it will happen. So I would want to make generational wealth by that time. Now, the question becomes, what am I doing today to make sure that when Bitcoin hits the new all-time high of $130,000, I make the type of money that I want? Then the idea that I came up with is to build a big position, which means I am longing Bitcoin at different price points, anything below the 50% down from the all-time high, which is now, and anything below that. The reasoning being, we're closer to the bottom, which means the lowest it could go before the next all-time high. So every single time I get the opportunity when Bitcoin drops, I'm building my position, and it will become the biggest position that I've ever held in my life. And by the time Bitcoin gets to $130,000, I will be cashing out. The question is, what are you doing about it? Because you know it will happen. Do you have a plan? If you want to follow along on this journey, I'll be sharing more, but most importantly, join my community on Telegram. I'm also streaming about this on YouTube, Crypto Hustle. Make sure you're watching every day. And that also link is in bio. Join the journey, and I'll be posting everyday videos about how that is going. I've already started. I'm $50,000 in on the first position, on the first two positions, and I'll keep adding to it. Guys, how smooth was that? Like, I don't need editing, just like one take, done. I like that. I like that video. I think I'll even post it on Instagram too. Screw it. I'm not even going to think. I'm just going to post. Don't think, just post. Don't think, don't think, don't think. Tick tack. Your future Lambo is pleading to buy Bitcoin for you to buy Bitcoin right now. When Lambo, I'll tell you. Okay, I think I'll keep making these videos on TikTok. So I'm just going to be using some of these hooks. I like the Lambo one. Bitcoin this time around, because as you may know,
the days of buying $100 of Bitcoin and change your life are completely gone. So as I speak right now, Bitcoin is basically 50% down from its all-time high. Now, we know what the all-time high was. We also know that there will be another new all-time high in the future. Whether that's in months, years, when, I don't know, or I don't care. But it will happen. So what I've decided to do is I ask myself a question and say, by the time Bitcoin hits $100,000, what do I want to happen? Because I know it will happen. So
Yeah, posted on TikTok already. Not wasting time. Bitcoin, hashtag, crypto. What else? Yeah. Trading. Yeah, I think right now you have to do it, Alex Hormozi. You know, don't overthink it. Record and post it. No thinking. And then after that, we post on Instagram too. Looks like we got stopped in the Ethereum position because it just disappeared now. So that was about it. It didn't work out. 1880 kicked in. But this is a dangerous territory because it means that Ethereum has basically broken down on the lower time frames. Even though that trend is overwhelmingly alert across multiple time frames. Here we go. Now we're in the 1879s. Yep, broke down. Broke down and it's over. Okay, so TikTok is done. Now we're going to post on IG as well. I've been very lazy with posting on social media, so it feels good to be back, to be fair. But you guys know why I don't like Instagram, right? It's like the devil's playground. You open it, all you see is Giat and, you know, thirst traps. Then you can't even focus on what you're meant to be doing. That's crazy. The Netherlands just announced their new coach for the national team is Xavi Hernandez from Spain. That is crazy. Okay, let's post on TikTok.
generational wealth, Bitcoin this time around. Because as you may know, the days of buying $100 of Bitcoin and change your life are completely gone.
Nice. I want ETH lower. I want Bitcoin lower because I want all my positions to kick in and then I can relax. Because since I'm building the position, I can build it to the level where I'm all in. Bitcoin is so down that I feel super confident. and I know it's not gonna go get lower than that, and then I'm all in, full ported. I'm just waiting for the good days. Then I'll just go to Vietnam. You know, it's cheap there. Live a very, very simple life for a couple of months, and then by the time Bitcoin breaks 100K, you know, I'm swimming in dough, bro. That's exactly what I want.
We also know that there will be another new all-time high in the future. Whether that's in months, years, when, I don't know, or I don't care. But it will happen. So what I've decided to do is I ask myself a question and say, by the time Bitcoin hits it.
Okay, let's post on Instagram. My Bitcoin plan.
What do I want to happen? Because I know it will happen. So I would want to make generational wealth by that time. Now the question becomes, what am I doing today to make sure that when Bitcoin hits the new all-time high of $130,000, I make the type of money that I want? Then the idea that I came up with is to build.
When do you think ETH final bottom will be? Both for BTC and Ethereum. I don't know. That's the thing, guys. Nobody knows. I know there are people here who call the shots and say, oh, Bitcoin is going to go to this number and then this number and this is going to happen. I'll tell you, nobody knows. Nobody knows. The best you can do is build a position. You know, unless you believe that you're a lucky person that knows where the bottom is. You see, the reason why I've never been I was speaking to a friend of mine today, and he was telling me that he used to have a gambling addiction in poker, and I was telling him that, you know, the reason why I actually never gamble to that extent, like I barely gamble at all. I do it for fun when I do it, like, you know, during the World Cups and stuff, is that I don't believe that I'm any lucky at all. I don't believe that I can win a lottery. It's why it doesn't make sense to me when people watch things like Mr. Beast, right? I think what makes people watch the Mr. Beast videos is because they believe that they're lucky. They can get lucky, even if the chances are like 1 in a million. They believe they can just get lucky and just win, and something good is just going to happen. I don't, bro. So trying to time the market, like to find the bottom, to me is as close as to trying to win the lottery. You're more likely not going to win. Very much so. So if that is the case, I can offset that risk by simply just buying, averaging in when we're 50% down. Bitcoin. Posting on Instagram as well, man. We're moving on up. We're moving on up. Yeah, look, not even Michael Saylor knows when the bottom is. Nobody knows. The market is too efficient now. It's too big. You just can't control some of those things. So what I will do, let's actually do it now, man. We're on fire already. So I think I need to create like a clear blueprint of exactly what I'm going to do with the Bitcoin position, and then others, if they want it, I can share this cheat sheet and you can copy it as well yourself and do it your own way. For people that want to do it, let's get to it actually already. So this is what Bitcoin looks like. This is the chart. And This is 103, which is the average entry that we have at the moment. And then this is 130,000. What color should it be? Because this is our profit line. This is the Lambo, okay? We need to find a good sticker for it. A rocket should do, right? Or just this should work. Okay, this is the golden moment. That's what we want. Now we're currently here. I think we should change this line to blue. Is not working. It's not working. Purple, maybe. Okay, so the purple is the current. No, sorry. Why do we have a 103 line? It has to be for something, some old charting or something. But anyway, so this is our average entry, somewhere around $64,000, which is just here. And now we can find other entry opportunities. So if we squeeze this into a weekly, we have a lot more time to see. The next buying level is this line, which is 62,400. And the next one after that is going to be here, which is $56,000. And if there is another chance to buy, let's say here, because this has been tested before, 49,000, I'll just put it at 50K. That's going to be another level. $50,000. So we have very critical points of buying. And then at worst case scenario, you have heard of this whole $42,000 Bitcoin that people speak about. This is going to be another buy order aggressively. This is the game plan. This is the game plan for Bitcoin. And if you want to follow along, walk with me. We're going to tell beautiful stories in the future. What we don't know is when is the bottom and when is the new all-time high coming, but we can prepare. We can have a plan, at least. So this is the plan. We just got to change the colors for these lines to purple because they're buying levels. What weight is this? This is 2 pixels, so everything 2. That is the game plan, amigos. Once we execute this plan, we're going to retire forever from this trade. It's a very simple plan. We're not going to try to figure out when it's going to happen. We don't care. We're just going to stick to this plan. And I highly doubt it that we ever going to get this $42,000 buy order here. I don't think this one is going to kick in. But you never know. You never know. What's more important is if you don't get liquidated around this period, because it's going to be the most choppy. If it ever happens, it's going to be the most volatile and violent and choppy. And if you survive this area here, you're good, man. So whatever you do, if you can just push your liquidation price to like very, very, very low levels, then the future is bright. And that's all I care about at this point, man. Anything else, I don't care. Guys, what AI model are you using at the moment? ChatGPT or Claude? Because I'm starting to get a feeling that ChatGPT has now gotten better than Claude. Jeez, I just got my Strava notification here reminding me that I did not run at all today. That sucks. Maybe I should go for a walk for once. The best thing about Dubai summer is that you can still, at least at night, you can go out for a walk, at 1 a.m. and nothing is going to happen to you. Absolutely nothing. So I'll go out at 1 a.m. and go for a walk and stuff, and I'll be back. Claude is the best. Yeah, right now I think ChatGPT is definitely much better. Not even close, bro. And I was a Claude person for a while. I'm not gonna lie, but right now, bro. The only thing that sucks with GPT is the app itself. Like the desktop app is not as smooth and versatile as Claude. Like it takes time to load. It handles documents really poorly. It just doesn't handle documentation very nicely, to be fair. ChatGPT, but the intelligence itself, especially if you're paying the top level, $200 per month, you're getting like the best intelligence in the world, I think. Grok is the worst. I don't even understand why people use it. It's good for fun and, like making memes, but for serious work, I just don't see the appeal of Grok. Even the stuff that Elon Musk posts is like he uses some of the worst things you can do with AI and use it as ads for why people should be using Grok. So maybe just a perception for me that it created this weird perception. But yeah, I don't use Grok for anything serious at all personally. But for things like law, for example, I think Claude is much better. For technical stuff and business-y and tricks and cleverness, ChatGPT is much better. for more boring, formal things, then you definitely want to utilize Claude sometimes. Oh yeah, it's back right now, bro. If you have been out of ChatGPT, you gotta get back in, lock in there. It's absolutely incredible at the moment. Also, considering the token economics and how they work in Claude versus ChatGPT, you get a lot more from ChatGPT without, because you pay for one subscription, you get Codex and ChatGPT both, and you got like a lot of tokens to work with. Claude, it feels like a scam for me. Like I get the account, I start using it, and then it doesn't stop charging me extra money more and more and more and more. Like, oh, you run out of tokens, you need to do this. Oh, Fable cannot be used, it's using a lot of tokens, so you need to now downgrade to Haiku or whatever the freaking other model is. Like, bro, I just want to use AI. I just want to make this thing work. Don't give me a difficult time. Opus. Opus. So like right now, it's telling me Fable runs on usage credits billed separately from your plan. So I have the plan, but if I want to use the best model, I need to be charged for usage in tokens. Like what the hell, man? What the helly? Anyway, are there any interesting trades right now? Ooh, crime season again in the Memecoin trenches. Oh my god, bro. What's this? Whoa, crazy, bros. We made 72% on GTA. So shout out to you for making the call. Really appreciate it. So I'm gonna sell some of the charge on the GTA. Well, no, not GTA. I think I need to sell something else. What other profit is come close here? Okay, I'm just gonna hold it. GTA looks like a good ticker because I wanted to sell some of it and buy more GreyBTC, but I'll wait. What about Chinese AI models? To be fair, I just haven't explored the Chinese models mostly. I know my team, some of them use it. They use the Chinese models for stuff, but I haven't experienced them myself except for when I'm using something like Kling AI for content creation because they mix and match different models and they just aggregate whatever is the cheapest. But I haven't used them myself. So maybe I should. I might be missing out on something. Yesterday, when I was entering ChatGPT, a codex feature showed they say I must move to ChatGPT codex, something like that. Yeah. So inside codex, you can switch between ChatGPT and codex, similar to what Claude does. So I just don't like the interface for ChatGPT inside codex. It's terrible. But I do think there is a future for one app where you just switch between the two. Not like ChatGPT, then ChatGPT. Now they're calling it ChatGPT Codex and then ChatGPT Classic. It's very stupid. Every day I'm feeling so aggressive to buy stuff, but then I enter the trenches, I look around, I just don't see anything to buy. But that's when you know that you're in charge, Every single time you feel like you just look at the market, you're aggressively throwing money at it, you just know that you have lost control. So now I feel more in charge that I can see if I don't like, I don't buy. So the stunk broker, which we've been talking about, I think we looked at it yesterday and we never bought it because we thought it was expensive. I think I will buy this stunk broker, but not at this price point. And the problem with FOMO is that there's no limit orders. All right, bros. I've been here for 2 hours. I think I'll go for a walk. Unless you have anything else you want to talk about, down and every subject, any subject is fair game. When will you normally stream? So this is something that I'm still trying to figure out. I think from 10 p.m. Dubai time. I would like to think that that's the best time, but the analytics says the other things. So I suppose I just have to try different times until I find the best one. But like the time I started today is perfect. 10 p.m. Dubai time. It's great, to be honest, except when I move to Asia. So if I'm in Singapore or Bali, that becomes difficult to deal with because, that's like, because now it's 4 a.m. in Bali at the moment in Singapore. So if I'm streaming like this at that time makes it a little bit difficult. That means I would end up streaming in the like midday to make sure that I can, or in the evening of Asia to make sure I can catch both sides of the story, I guess. The US, Europe, Africa, everywhere. So yeah, I'll see you guys tomorrow. Tomorrow I can stream around the same time. Yeah, 10 p.m. Dubai time. I don't know what time it is in your country, but I think that's what's gonna work tomorrow for me. So all the best, guys. Subscribe, like, lock in, and I'll see you tomorrow. Most importantly, if you want links to all these platforms that I'm using to trade or AI, it's all on my website, GreyBTC.io. Don't forget to claim your bonuses on these exchanges or all these platforms, welcome bonuses, low commissions, and everything. So if you're in the United States, make sure you click this link to use Kalshi Pro or Kalshi Predictions if you want to do prediction markets. If you're outside, use Bybit. If this does not work in your country, Bybit is what I use personally. Whether I'm in Europe, in Asia, or in the Middle East, in Africa, this works. If this does not work for you, you can use OKX. For those traders that are looking for funding, HashHedge is the place to go. They're funding now up to $200,000 to traders, and they take only 20% of the profit you make. You keep 80%. So if you feel comfortable that you're a good trader and you can make money, go to HashHedge using this link and go get yours. The indicator that I use for trading is right here, the Nitrous Bull, and everything else is available at Crypto University. All right. There are a lot of tools in Crypto University right now. Let me show you. If you're looking for how to cash out your crypto, for example, this tool, it will show you where you could do that. So go ahead and use it. If you don't know where to cash out your crypto, use that tool. And if you're looking for the best cards in crypto, you go to spend, crypto cards, and you look at different kind of cards. They're rated, and you find which one is the best and it's good for you and for what you need and for which country you're in. A lot of incredible tools out here, guys. If you're in Europe and you want to know which crypto exchanges are MiCA regulated, there's this page here that tracks all of them, and it gives you the latest data on all these exchanges, right? You can see Binance here is not available now in Europe. It's not approved, but all these other exchanges have. So you have so many choices, including Revolut. So make sure you do the right thing. I will see you guys tomorrow. Peace out.